when they're 4 or 5 or 6, you can do that, right?
You can do that for
Explain it
sure.
to them. Hey, do you know why I'm getting spanked? Do you know why I'm getting that taken away? This is
Yep.
why, right? Explain it.
Yep. And
Not just don't stop doing that.
And that builds trust, like so much trust. And the earlier you do it, the more trust will be built because you'll have a rapport with them. Okay, there's a reason why they're doing this. They're not just doing it because they're mad. They're not doing it because of whatever. But there's a reason behind it, and the reason's my fault. But they're at least explaining it to me and being forgiving in their tone, or just being forgiving and even just explaining it to them in the way that they need to.
That's great. Yeah, I think that's something that we didn't do that well with. We would discipline our kids and correct them and do different things, but we would not talk to them about it or explain it to them. Again, sometimes, and even if they're young and they're 3, 4, I mean, that's something you could start early. Especially if you do that early, 3, 4, 5, 6, then it's easier when they're older to do that. If you have to take away their phones, you gotta, cut off their time doing something. You already have a habit of explaining to them why. That's very important.
And it gives them the freedom as they get older to express themselves to you too. They've seen you do it. They've seen you share your opinion. They've seen you share why certain things happen or whatever. They may be more equipped to share those things and verbalize them to you as the years go on and get better at it.
Right. So you're disciplining the things when you're younger. It's a partnership. You are disciplining your kids. That is something you need to do. But you're partnering with your kids on helping them understand what's happening. That's a partnership, honestly. I never thought about it until just now. I would want to give you all 2 things here that are really, really important. And maybe you want to write these down if you're going to write down. I'm a note taker. There's 2 important, I didn't put this on the sheet, but I wrote it on the side because my wife brought it up to me yesterday. There's 2 things if you get nothing else from this hour, get these 2 things and write them down. One is 2 roles, specific roles you have in your child's life. 2. Main one. You have many, but the 2 main ones. Number 1 is going to be identify their gifts and talents. Identify what they're good at. Yes, we're very good as homeschool parents of correcting what did wrong, this, that, and the other. But are we good at identifying their gifts and talents? And as you identify those, you feed those. Activities, events, friendships that also enhance those things. Identify the gifts and talents that God has given your kids and feed those. Again, as homeschool parents, we talked about control and we talked about protection. We do great at that. But how good are we? And how good are you? And we've made some mistakes there, but I believe we did a pretty good job of this as parents. Is find out what God's gifted them in and give them talents in and find ways to feed those.